Hello everyone and welcome to video 2 of 3 of how to construct the 3D saddle block broken out sectional. In the previous video, we made the 2D lines and structures necessary so that we can now, in this video, extrude them out so that we actually have our 3D structure. So we are going to start by actually making a few different pieces that we will use the join command and turn them into polylines, which will be very important later. So first, we're going to select the outermost line and the two outer circles, and you're going to somehow copy them. It doesn't matter how. You could use copy base or Control C, but get a copy of them. Don't delete the previous ones. Don't just move them. And now we're actually going to need to do the same thing to this piece that we just copied. So again, copy this. And now we're going to need to trim them. Using the trim command, select all objects, hit enter twice, and now select all of the interior pieces on one of them and the two left and right hemispheres and pieces of the circles on the other piece. And now select one of them, use the join command. It is now one polyline. Do the same thing with the other, join. There's also one polyline. So we need to do that with one more. So select this little almost rectangular piece in the center and the two outer circles. Copy them. And paste them over to the side. Okay. Now that we have that, we're going to trim it once more. Select all objects, hit enter, and this time we're going to select the large pieces of the circle. And once again, take this piece, use the join command. It is now one polyline. So we are now actually going to move these back onto our structure. This might make it a little hard to select later on, but it shouldn't be too difficult. So now we're going to start extruding. So go into our top front right view. And it should be noted that we do not currently need to go into 3D modeling mode unless when we extrude it, it extrudes as more of a 2D wireframe structure rather than a 3D structure. So we'll just have to see what it comes out as. So we are going to extrude, and we will select the outer circles. It doesn't really matter how you select them specifically. I personally like to select a bunch of objects in the area using the green little selection area. This will select all lines in its box, and then hold down Shift and deselect the ones that you don't need. So do that for both of the large circles. Make sure you're only selecting those and the innermost two circles of the concentric circles. So now these are going to be extruded up 1.5. So as you can see on mine, they are in the wireframe kind of view. So we do actually have to go to 3D modeling or 3D basics, doesn't really matter which. Go into visualize, select where it says 2D wireframe and change it to conceptual, or whichever one you prefer. I personally like conceptual. So now we are going to draw a line up from the midpoint of one of the lines that we curved before with the fillet tool, and we're going to move it up 9/16. You'll see why in a second. Now we will select our polyline that we made, the central one. We're actually going to move it up to that line. Make sure that the center of it corresponds to it so that they are parallel to where they came from. And we will now actually extrude that up higher than the top of the full object. So it doesn't really matter what. I'm just going to make it 1.5 because I know that's larger than it. And now select the large exterior piece that we made, and we will extrude that up uh, 1 3/16. So now we will use the subtract tool. So enter subtract, hit enter. Now select the main body and the two large circles and hit enter. Now select the piece that we moved up and extruded, the piece in the middle, and the two small circles and hit enter. So this is most of our main shape. We're almost done. So now what we have to do is that we just have to extrude a few more pieces. Select the middle circle. It doesn't matter how. I'm going to use that the green selection net. I guess you could call it lasso maybe. I think it's called a fence. Select that on both sides. Make sure you're only selecting those and extrude them up 1 3/16 as well. So lastly, select that middle circle that we drew. Again, make sure that you only select that circle and extrude that up so that it goes through the middle. So I'm just going to make it 2, just so we know for sure that it goes through it. Now, we will once again be using the subtract tool. So enter subtract, hit enter, select the main body, hit enter, and then select the two cylinder pieces that we just extruded, not the small one, the two medium-sized ones, that hit enter. And now go back to your top view, enter subtract once more, then select the main body once again, hit enter, then select the cylinder, the last cylinder, the tall one that we just made, and hit enter. That should make a hole in the middle. Now that is more or less our finished piece. In the last video, video 3 of 3, we will actually be using the fillet command to smooth this all out, and we will actually take out one of the corners to actually make it the broken out sectional. Thank you for watching video 2 of 3. In this video, we extruded the 2D lines that we made in video 1. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.